Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to 21 Questions. I am your host, Icy. And this is the Sit Downs Insta Live segment that we've been doing every Thursday, 9 p.m. Big up everyone that's joining us over the weeks. I think we're at episode 23. All right. So if you are new to 21 Questions, make sure you go back, click the link in our bio and watch for our YouTube channel, all the other episodes. Make sure you're getting that in. Some amazing conversations there. Tonight we're going to have an amazing time with our guest, Olu Johnson. He's a close protection bodyguard officer, has guarded the likes of Wizkid and Naomi Campbell, Prince, the English team, football team. So we're going to talk a bit about that, but also talk about who he is behind all of that. All right, so let's get it in. We've also got a new feature today that you can be a part of. And it's our feedback section, okay? After we finish this live, we want you to click the link in our bio and just leave your feedback. How are you finding these lives? And if you've listened to these before and you know what they're about, then you know what to put in there if you've been finding it interesting, if it's been connecting with you. We just want to know. We want to know how we can be better, but we also want to know what is working. So click the link in bio. That is the place you need to go after this session, all right? Becky, how are you doing? Hope you guys are well. Let's get this up. And we are live. Bella, how are you doing? Millionaire Tech. I hope I said that right. I don't think I did, but welcome. All right. Let's see. Today's question is, let's see. I've got a question for you guys. Yes. 10 apples in a bowl, I take 3. How many do I have? 10 apples in a bowl, I take 3. How many do I have? If you're watching this on replay, welcome. Thank you for always coming back to watch our lives. It's always important that you don't miss out. But if you can't make it, you can't make it. So thank you for coming back, watching the replay. In the comment section, let us know how you're finding it. Let us know how you found the session. Click the link in our bio once again. Leave your feedback. This is what we want you to do. Leave your feedback. All right. Hasman. Becky, how are you? I'm good. How am I? I'm good. I'm a bit tired today. I will not lie. My daughter wanted to wake up at 7 a.m. this morning. So it messed up my body clock. But we're in the building. And that's what matters most. Let's see who we got here. All right. Hasman, how you doing? Let me know how you guys are doing. Becky, what's been your favourite 21 questions? Let me know. As soon as we get Mr. Henchy on, we'll join. You always look forward to Thursdays, Becky. I like that. That's good news. That is good news. The good, the bad voice. Hey, big up the good, bad voice. I've been watching you lot's podcast. Security Matters. So it's always good to hear your voice on that. Becky, you said you got too many favourites. Well, that's good then, isn't it? That is good then. Let me get this guy on. NYE Honey, welcome. Yeah, Becky, last week of Elaine was good, man. That was interesting, man. There was some real gems that, you know, as a father, as a parent myself, I didn't really think about. So, guys, if you didn't check out last week, make sure you tune in by the link in our bio. Just click the YouTube link and you can watch all of our episodes. The only episode of all episodes that didn't load was Sway's. Mad. Well, let's get straight into it. You lot are on time, so let's get crack-a-lacking. We've got Henchy in the building, and so we're going to get this started, man. I've got questions for days. Here we go. You in the building, bro? Can you hear me?
yo, 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 yo.
So I can hear you, I can't see you.
I'm coming. Stand by.
Did you set it up like this?
Yeah.
To make an entrance?
Oh, listen. Sometimes, however you appear looks incredible.
Come on.
Do you know what I mean? I got to give you the best I've got. Just to say hi to everyone. Also, thank you
This is so
to
weird.
my
Never happened.
thank you to my producer who set me up properly. Just to let you know, I got some sound effects in the building. Hit me one time. Hit me one time. Here we go. In 5, 4, 3, 2.
What? It didn't work. Let me see. You must be on some different connection. Let me get this sorted. He said 1, 2, 3, and then he disappeared. There you are.
You got me back?
Okay. Whoa, wow. Okay. Certain man brought out the big mic.
Come on. Everything.
You got the mic, you got the earphones.
Yes, sir. I got my soundboard. Yo, do you...
Oh, yeah?
Come on. I'm ready.
You know what? Guys, when I messaged Olu, I said to him, just make sure you got a good connection and whatever. Man brought the whole studio from his whole podcast and brought it over here.
They say start as you mean to go on.
Come on, you better.
Always over-deliver, so thank you for having me.
Come on, the pleasure is mine. Welcome to 21 Questions. You are on the Sit-Downs Insta Live segment. What we do here, we try to give you as many questions as we can within the allotted time, but you've got one pass card. All right, you've got one pass card. You can use this. If you don't want to answer the question, use your pass card. However,
I'll rule the questions from you.
All the questions are from me.
Oh, okay, brilliant. Yeah.
If you don't want to answer a question, you can use your pass card. However, if you use that card, you don't win your prize. And there's a prize here I'm looking at. I think you would enjoy.
Well, there's a prize, yeah.
I need one of these. How much are these retailing at, bro?
Bro, I'm telling you, serious stuff. I'll connect you. My guy's a really good guy. He's on Instagram under the name The Good Bad Voice. He's amazing.
Oh, yeah, I saw him come in.
Yeah.
Well, welcome, bro. 21 questions.
Yes, sir.
How are you feeling? Are you ready?
I'm good, man. Let's get to it. Oh, no, wait. Before we get to it, hello to everyone from the Sit-Down. Hello to everyone from Henchy Hench. This is really, I'm actually really honored to be here because even though you guys haven't been commercially recognized yet, what you're doing is amazing. You guys have had some really great guests on, and it's a really fun way to interact with people that we probably normally wouldn't have access to. So I'm honored to be here. Thank you, guys.
Thank you,
yeah,
bro.
let's have some fun. If you see me looking down, it's because I'm looking at comments and people who are joining at the same time as talking to you. So I'm not being rude, guys.
So what we always do, we always start off. Actually, for those who do not know, you give us a elevator pitch, quick summary of who you are.
Okay, I am an international bodyguard.
Come on, say that again, please.
I am an international bodyguard.
Perfect.
I used to say celebrity bodyguard, but I do more than just celebrity, so I just leave it at. And I'm an internationally renowned bodyguard. I'm a strong man. I'm a father. I'm a husband, and I'm an incredible man. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. All right, we're going to start you off with our quick fire round. So you're going to have 5 minutes to answer these questions. Don't think about it. Just answer. Okay. First question, favorite food to binge on?
Any meats and carbs. And meats and carbs. Done. That was really easy.
Favorite muscle group?
Ooh.
Favorite muscle group to work? Don't even think about it. Boom.
I don't have one. Legs.
Okay. Instagram or Twitter?
Instagram.
Why did you come off Twitter?
I had an issue on there, and then it just made me look at the bigger picture of how there isn't necessarily, we are too groupy, we're too sheepy, our outrage is being used as a vehicle for the wrong agendas.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
I like that. Top tips for entering a crowded venue. Top tips for entering two top tips for entering a crowded venue.
Don't. The first top tip is do not. If you can avoid it, don't enter a crowded venue.
No, but let's say Corona wasn't here and you entered a crowded venue, what should I make sure I do?
Are you talking about with a client or just a regular person?
Regular person.
If you can avoid it, don't enter a crowded venue. I have a thing about crowded spaces. Unfortunately, I'm a little bit paranoid because of my line of work. So if I can avoid it, I just won't. If you must, go when there are less people trying to get in at one time. Find a space that's as close.
Pause. Say that last part you said.
I said, if you can, once you do get in, find a space that's as close to an exit as possible. And that's where you should, and that's where you should enjoy yourself.
Okay. Who would be your dream person to guard?
Wow, you got me there.
Barack
Obama. Barack Obama. Yeah.
I don't know who he is.
Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Obama.
Yeah, okay. Who's Obama?
What's your favorite item of clothing?
Can I say no clothing? Does that count? Let me say a vest.
I hope not.
Let me say a vest.
A vest, okay, a vest.
Yeah. Let's do that.
What do you never leave without when you go for a job?
Oh, there's too many things. But most importantly, a torch, a very powerful torch.
Really? Why?
Yeah. Well, if you can't see, you don't know what's going on. And most times, things happen in the evening for some reason. People go out to dinner in the evening, or people go out to eat in the evening. Concerts are in the evening. Studio sessions are in the evening. In general, also, a lot of crime happens. I'm not saying this is a statistic. I'm just saying if anyone was going to attack my client, you wouldn't do it in broad daylight. Because we could see you from a mile away.
It was even from way off.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Hey, he looks suspicious. He's got a balaclava on.
Get him.
You know what I mean? So,
who inspires you the most?
Oh, this is tight. Who inspires me the most? 3 people. 1, my dad.
Great man.
Incredible man. And unfortunately, sometimes I feel a little bit inferior because of how high his standards are. In terms of just his achievement. 2, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Okay.
He is give me an effect, please, for that.
Look, Olu, unless I have one of these in my house by next Thursday. All right, carry on. Go on.
No, listen. Arnie, he was a boy from Austria, and he ended up dominating the fitness world. He ended up dominating the movie world, and he became the governor of California, which before him you couldn't do if you weren't a US native. That's insane. Yeah. But to be able to have so much influence and ambition to do that, you can't tell me nothing's impossible anymore.
All right. So, last one. Happiest childhood memory.
Oh wow. Happiest childhood memory. First time every time I got pounded jam on a good seat. My childhood was a really long time ago, bro.
Pounded jam on a good seat it is. All right, can we have a sound effect?
Yeah, give us a sound effect. Hey.
All right, you made it. I'm going to get one of these because you lot are taking a mic. I now see what I've been lacking.
It makes a huge difference. Give me a do you lift or not? Just give me a quick little do you lift or not? Just, yo, do you lift or not? Hey, thank you.
Oh, love it. All right, cool. Guys, welcome to 21 Questions. This is the Sit Down's Instagram live session where we get our guests on and we just try and find out a bit more about them. I'm Icy, and you've been joining us. If you joined us for the first time, make sure you click the link in the bio and go and watch all the episodes back after we finish this. We've got like 23 episodes of some amazing conversations. But right about now, we're here with Mr. Henchy, and we're going to jump straight into it. So I want to ask you, I've known you for a while, for a time.
Yes, sir.
And, you know, I wanted to do this because I respect you so much. And I remember me and Diana, when we came over to your house, like maybe about 3 years ago, maybe it was. And you were just telling me about, you know, the kind of like the close protection life and everything that you kind of do. And I was just in awe because I was just like, I remember you just saying you went on a course and then boom, things went, obviously it took time, but things just went crazy for you. Yeah. And I always remember that evening thinking, wow, I respect you just picking an industry and then just going to dominate. And I thought, when I did this, I thought, okay, I would love to get you on because I want to explore that. It's not as easy as it seems, but also it's a very niche industry that doesn't get a lot of shine on. You've got your podcast. Let's shout out your podcast real quick.
Well, it's the Big on Security podcast, where we talk about all the ups and the downs and the in-betweens of security life, but pertaining to real life. So people don't realize that every aspect of our lives now has a security element, and we just highlight that and we go through the finer detail. And join us. We're on Instagram, Big on Security, and on YouTube, Big on Security. So subscribe, like, share, and we drop an episode every Saturday. And let's have a party together.
Yeah, make sure you guys check that out. There got 3 episodes up already and some real great content. All right, let's get into it. Boom, bam. First question: Wait,
this is the first of the 21?
No, this is that was just a tester. That was just
that's the warm up.
Fire. This is where we go. What's the biggest misconception about you that people have about you?
That I am going to be overly assertive or the biggest conception is that I will be rude.
Really? Rude?
Yeah, don't do that. It's because you know me.
So from the outside,
I say to people all the time, I get the fact that if I saw me, I'd probably just be like, I might avoid him because I'm a big black man and I don't have that
Let them know.
I don't have that lighty face pose.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if I'm not smiling, apparently I don't look approachable at all.
So then who would you say, Olu, is behind that misconception? Who are you actually as a person?
Well, so who I am isn't behind the misconception. It's who I am. Okay, the misconception is on their part.
Yeah.
Because then the minute they approach me, for whatever reason, I'm conscious of the fact that I look like that. So I make an extra effort to say, sir, mom, thank you, hi, bye. All the usual manners that you're not expecting for people, A, in my industry, or B, who are perceived as stronger or larger than everyone else. So that throws people off and that makes them, oh, he's really nice. Yeah, I knew I was really nice.
Yeah. Found out. How do you balance that against the industry where predominantly people assume someone of that kind of, close protection, bodyguard, there is a certain, not front, but there is a certain demeanor you have to present to those that for those who you're guarding against. How do you balance that? Do you have to put that aside sometimes?
Well, when I'm at work, it's not really negotiable. I can't stand there smiling at everyone or being accommodating. Even if I have to, I remember once I had to throw someone. This is a real life story.
Wow.
But even before I threw the person, I was like, please, sir, step aside. Otherwise this might happen. And we didn't really have much time and he wasn't cooperating. So maybe throw sounds excessive, moves them slightly involuntarily, but his feet came off the ground and he was placed elsewhere. So at work, I can't stand there smiling, but I'll never be rude. And for the times where you might not see me asking politely first, I always come back to check if once the client's gone, if we haven't had to leave together, I always go back and check if anyone was hurt or if someone's really offended, just so that they know I was at work. We don't have a choice when it's go time type of thing.
Yeah. Where does that kind of come from? That that streak in your personality? Because some people do not have that balance. They don't, they don't care.
Is it a personality thing or is it a developed skill? I think personally, I am a nice person anyway, but I've enhanced it for the benefit of my work. Because I understand more than anyone, guess who cannot afford to have people dislike them?
Yeah.
Me. Because it doesn't matter how bad or good the artist is. I need to be an asset and not a liability. And if I go anywhere and someone doesn't like my client, but also there's someone in the venue that doesn't like me, I am now a liability. Imagine someone coming to fight me while I'm trying to protect someone else. That just doesn't make sense. So keeping, at the very least, I'm not saying I can make everyone happy all the time, but at the very least, I will never be guilty of being the person who was rude or who didn't try to fix the situation.
Yeah, 100%. You studied law.
That's correct.
How has that kind of helped with your work in ghost protection?
Just knowing, no, it has. Knowing, I mean, not only did I study law, I was working for a few firms in the criminal aspect for a while, about 3 years maybe. So it's knowing what you can and can't do is really key. Also knowing what the other person can and can't do is really key. It's really easy to get in trouble in my line of work because you have to balance the client's needs with whatever the law is. I've had clients tell me, I beg you punch him up, Henchy. I just have to be like, it doesn't work like that. I can't just go and punch him up because you don't like his face. That's assault. I get arrested. You go home. What happens to me? Do you understand? So knowing what I can and can't do. Now, if the person attacks you, I can punch him up. Within reason, it has to be reasonable force because self-defense allows you to protect yourself, others, property, and the property of others. So there's like the tiny little differences in knowing what you're allowed to do and so on. So the law, my legal background has been really helpful with that.
Yeah. You've guarded some high caliber clients. Prince, Naomi Campbell, Lewis Hamilton.
Make them know.
Make them know for real. Like the roster is real. What is it? How do people get a hold of you? Because you're all the way over here in the UK, and like these are some international, high-profile people. How is it that they're able to find and locate you?
Network.
Yeah.
So some of my biggest jobs have come from connections with friends in the industry, and then after doing that job, you meet someone else who now becomes part of your network circle, who remembers. So this is, I know you didn't ask me this, but this is just my life tip for anyone. If whatever you're doing is what you love to do and what you've decided to be a master in, what you've decided you want to be remembered that you were great at, every single chance you get to do it really well. So if I do the Naomi Campbell job and I do it really well. Now, Naomi didn't book me. The company that they booked me. But I do such a great job, that company's like, we're going to have to use him for other such high-profile clients because he gets it.
Yeah.
Then you get booked for, Ella Air or Princess Diana's niece or, a Burberry fashion show, whatever it is, whatever else they got coming up when they need someone that's like me, when that's the spec, they're going to phone me because they know that he's going to deliver. So the starting point is always deliver to the same standard. And your network is key. I have some great friends in the industry. One of my fellow bodyguards is a guy called John. We call him F1. So he was F1, the one that, yeah. That's my Brody. He booked me for the Prince job. He put me on for the Migos job. I have another really great friend called Gareth. And we met when I was in California. I was with a client, and he was with, I can't say someone from One Direction. I can say that, yeah. He was with someone from One Direction. So we're both sitting in the hotel. We're sitting at the hotel bar. And you just know straight away because it's habits. I was like, you're with someone and you're bored too. So, you know, we struck a friendship there. And that's a few years later, that's how I end up doing Lewis Hamilton. That's how I end up doing Naomi Campbell. That's how I end up doing Kate Moss. And you just never know which person that you come across in your field that you're going to impress so much that they're going to put you onto that, you know, that next level.
Yeah, yeah. What's your family's kind of response in you kind of taking this line of work? Because for you, being, you know, your father, your husband, you know, you're putting yourself in the line of fire every day, every job that you take. What was their response to you taking this turn into this industry? Any concerns?
Well, the children don't really. Let me start with the children. The children are amazing. Their things just like, hey. So my daughter is 7. Tia, I love her to bits. Tia really changed my life, but that's another story. So Tia has this thing where when I'm going out, she says, "Dad, are you going to work?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Okay, well, hey, be the best bodyguard you can be, okay? And I'm like, and without fail, she does that every time I go to work. Now, not that I didn't plan on being the best bodyguard, but because she said it, I remind myself I must come home the way I left home.
Yes.
Do you understand? So she
that's
doesn't.
Evidence. That's evidence of what she asks.
Indirectly, she doesn't know that she's now solidified because I can go to work and it's so easy to make a reckless decision. And then you come home and you're injured or, you know, there's an issue or whatever. But no, I need to come home the same way I left because actually this younger lady is dependent on seeing the best bodyguard she knows and kind of living underneath, I don't want to say under that shadow, but for now, under that canopy.
Yeah.
And she finds it, I love this guy. And she finds it amazing to be able to tell people, you know, my dad bodyguards Wizkid. And like, so sometimes, especially with the children, it's fun when, you know, Wiz might phone me and I put them on the FaceTime and they're like, oh my God. You know what I mean? Or we had one time I was saying to her, I did a job for Rihanna. And she was like, no, you didn't. But because I wasn't able to get any video evidence, so if you see a lot of my stuff, you'll never see me filming at work.
Yeah, it's not you.
Yeah, that's not, you can't do that. But sometimes you're lucky enough to find content from other people where you've been spotted. So I had no way to prove to her. She was just like, yeah, you haven't done it. If you can't prove it, you haven't done it. I was like,
it's not on Instagram. It's not real.
Yeah, no. So I was like, you got no manners. My son, funny enough, said to me 2 days ago, I'm not making this up. 2 days ago, he said to me, hey, Daddy, look at my muscles. They're going to be bigger than yours. And I said, yes, I hope so. And then he said, and then I'm going to be the best bodyguard ever. And I was like, I actually said no. I said, I don't want you to be.
Wow.
I want you to be better than the best bodyguard ever but I'm just saying that because I know the frustrations of being the best bodyguard. I really hope that he might be able to develop an app that really takes off and then he can spend, you know, half his year sitting on a sun lounge by clear waters or something. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, we really wish for so much more for our children.
Yeah.
Their mother started off dating a guy that was, I don't know, obviously you're from an African background. You know, my lawyer. Oh, my lawyer. And then one day it was just like, yeah, so this is what I'm going to do.
I'm not doing that anymore.
Yeah, done with that. And that was really strange. But she is an incredibly supportive woman. She's incredibly strong. And even though I still don't believe she 100% agrees, my achievements have proved, A, that I'm definitely committed to it, and B, that I can succeed in it. So she's never, you know, it's difficult when I'm on tour, when we're, you know, I'm away for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. It's hard to manage the children by yourself and still balance everything else that's going on. But that's what comes with the territory. But she does kind of give me some caveats, like, I can't, she says, I can't go away for longer than like 2 months. Otherwise, we're all going away. Yeah. And I get that, because after a while, it's like, well, where are you?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
100%.
So I don't really enjoy the absentness, but my family, they support, they enjoy it.
I love that, man. Is it important for you? Is it important for you to show them that this can work? Because you were talking about the frustrations. What are the frustrations of doing CP work?
It's yes and no. It's important to communicate, but it's also important to understand that they won't always appreciate or understand what you're saying because they're not in it. Yeah. Like, I have high paranoia. I tend not to sit with my back open. I like to be against the structure. Or
so this is this is you taking those cues and those pointers into like normal life.
Into normal, exactly.
Civilian, okay.
Exactly. So we're in a restaurant and I have to be able to see the entrance or the exit. I have to be able to see what's coming. It doesn't matter what the layout is like. My back won't be open. I have to like this, and it's annoying. It must be annoying, I guess, but it's just, it's going to happen. And then there's only so much explaining you can do. But all the general stuff, like just being conscious about, like, for instance, I'm not a fan of headphones when you're walking on the street, because you need to be able to hear sounds. That's how you can identify if danger's coming, whether it's a car, whether it's an attack or whatever. So just tiny little things like that. And then also how to operate in crowds, how to be so self-aware. You can spot when something's going to kick off before it does, if that makes sense. That takes a little bit of training. But again, sometimes I find myself being a bit too heavy on them because they might not need it in their life. But I'm just so deep in, I can't actually remember what the other side's like anymore.
Wow.
So, yeah, so the balance is a little bit, it's tilted.
It's tilted.
It's really tilted.
That's interesting, because it's like, you know, it sounds similar to PTSD, soldiers coming back from war, and, you know, and dealing with like civilian life and not being able to really acclimatize to what is it like to have a low level threat in your life. You know, a lot of it is in your head, but a lot of it could be real. But
it's very and you know what? It's always, here's the thing about security that people don't realize. The other day on the Big on Security podcast, I compared security to the insurance industry. I said security is the human form of insurance. Yeah. Because it seems like it's just an idea. It seems like it's not really going to happen until it happens. Yeah. Or until you find out someone who it's happened to.
And then security becomes top level.
Thank you. And then it's like, oh my God, you know. People, when everybody was getting, let's say 5 years ago, no one that had a Range Rover would have ever bought a wheel lock, a steering wheel lock, because those cars were secure. They have trackers, you know, boom, boom, boom. In the last 2 years, where some of the organized gangs have gotten hold of the software to disable those cars, now everybody that's bought that expensive Range Rover has to have that ugly yellow wheel lock on it. Yeah. And do you understand what I'm saying? So all of a sudden, it now becomes what they laughed at. It now becomes actually the most relevant thing for them. Like, it's just, and so in the security industry, we have to, I understand that because you don't get it doesn't mean I'm not right. I just have to wait until you get into the space I'm in now.
Yeah, 100%. Love it, man. You get to see, I guess you get to see to some extent what a lot of people don't see in the arena of fame and stardom. And I just finished watching Paris Hilton's YouTube documentary. Make sure you check it out if you can. It's called This Is Paris. And she just takes you behind the scenes of what it's like to be her and the many deep, dark struggles that she has.
Yes.
So you being someone who's with these stars, in a sense, close up, what would you say you've seen on the other side of fame? What is it actually like to be these individuals?
Yeah, so see, my producer liked that one. Give him a sound effect for that question there, please. That's a really good question.
Give me that sound pack and we'll be even.
I mean, your people have to talk to my people on that one. You know what? The first thing I can say about that question is I have to refer back to your point of PTSD. Mm-hmm. My PTSD probably comes more from the things I've seen rather than the things I've faced. Because the other side of fame, bro, it is a spiral.
Wow.
It can be a really bright place with really, really dark spaces. And without being able to say much about specifics, some of the things that you can and can't imagine happens on the other side of fame. So yeah, there's a lot of loneliness. There's a lot of no trust. There's a lot of, oh my God, there's a lot of using and abusing. In both directions, you know, people wanting to use and abuse the stars. And sometimes succeed and sometimes not. And sometimes the stars wanting to use and abuse people, most times succeeding, but sometimes not. So I say recently, since I've been a CP, I've done a bit more in terms of the psychology of human beings. So the first thing I went to do was learn about the psychology of violence, just so that I was fully prepared for whatever could come, if that made sense mentally. But I also went to look at what it's like to be in the shoes of someone who is perceived to have everything. Now, if I know that you think I have everything, how do I look at you who, A, if you knew me before, or B, if you just met me, you're now doing everything to be my friend? Do I automatically assume that you genuinely have an interest in my well-being and my success, or do I just think you want something and you know how to decorate your actions until you get what you want? How will they ever know for sure which is which?
That does your head in. That's exhausting.
And you know what's crazy? And now we're just talking about strangers. How about your family who change? You know, when you see celebrities saying your family changing you, I've seen it firsthand. Your family are they're crazy. So the world's full of crazy people. Your family are crazy people that you didn't get to choose. That's it. Because your friends are crazy people that you do choose. Your family are just the crazy people you didn't get to choose. Then consider like the staff you have or the people that work around you. Because look, and I don't always blame people, because life happens, and in their mind, you're in a position to fix or change this down situation I'm in. Well, actually, it's not that person's responsibility to sort your life out. At what point did it become their responsibility? You know, so some people now attach an entitlement to the celebrity that they're connected to, or to the person of high net worth, and then begin to create expectations in their mind or strategies. That person's got so much more to deal with. They're not thinking about you. People start getting upset that somebody that's busy trying to A, manage a £1 million deal, B, not be exposed for something they did when they were younger, C, release music, film, anything on time, D, not be caught wearing a competing brand to whoever's done a deal. Like, there's so much going on in their life, not be caught sneaking out of someone's hotel room or whatever else it is that's going on. You expect that person to remember, oh yeah, SITDOWN UK. I've got to send them some money because as a magician, I know that they need, you know, and people are so convinced, I found someone once. I was with a client and I found someone in their staff checking their net worth online.
What?
And I didn't say anything. In my mind, I'm like, what is the value of you who just recently started working with this person checking their net worth? If you're not trying to determine
what you can gain.
So yeah, it's a little bit, and that's for instance, when I started this, my dream was always to be, I'd love to protect a head of state, like a president of somewhere, and I've changed that now because A, it's never going to happen. They always kind of go for military background guys. And B, I don't even really want the stress because people really try and kill those guys.
Yeah, people
really
trying to get you.
People really.
I'm not trying to take your chain. I'm trying to take your life.
Yeah, I don't want no chain, bro. People really be trying to kill it, and not just and to kill you, they're willing to kill people around you. Like
100%. Yeah.
You know, like sometimes I'm with people, I'm like, bro, you know, you don't want to kill me. You just want to kill him. So I'm in the way. Let's work it out. Those guys don't care who's in the way. Everybody can get it.
Yeah.
But there's a thing that they do where in their recruitment process, if you are in debt or have been in debt, or there's any way finance can be used as leverage against you to make you compromise whoever the client is, you'll never be hired.
That's mad.
Never, ever, like you'll never be hired. And that, for me, it makes sense because, bro, I've seen, not just realized, I've seen, and I've had to identify to myself as well. Everyone has a price. I can say, I will look you in the eye and tell you, everybody has a price. Everybody.
The way you're looking at me,
bro. It's insane. I've seen it, bro. I've seen some stuff, and the people that you won't expect to be priceable have been priced. And so I'm like, you actually have stuff, like you've done well. If you're priceable, I'm finished.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, bro, everyone has a price.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that, man. That's deep because I think for those who've not watched it, go check out that YouTube video. It's called This Is Paris. And I think just like what you said, what I got from that was looking at Paris Hilton's life, you might assume everything is hunky-dory, but she's been dealing with stuff, and you get to see that in reality, these people that we put on pedestals, they themselves don't even want to be on those pedestals. The stuff that they're dealing with. They don't want to.
Do you know what's crazy? You know what's really crazy, but people don't realize? I'm sorry to cut you.
No.
None of them want the pedestal. They just wanted to make a little money and enjoy life.
And then go and get out.
But people just attach that celebrity to, like, now you're a role model. Imagine a rapper, right? Any rapper. A rapper that came up and saying, yeah, I sell drugs, I kill thugs, I drink tea out of mugs, and if you catch me, I might give you a hug. If I'm not angry, don't come near me. I got the Mac 10, and I might spray it, and I back it. All right. Now you enjoy his music because he said all those things to a really good beat with a really good flow. 2 years on, a few more people do it and he wins a few awards and now he charges loads of money to perform. You then find out he's done something wrong and you say, what a bad role model. Who's the fool? This guy told you in his music he wants to shoot at people and sell contraband. And you have now decided a few years on, when your state of thinking has changed, or when you've experienced a few more things, how dare he act like that? It makes no sense. Like, it makes no sense. And these people are just trying to live their lives. All of a sudden, the things, and human beings were such hypocrites, the things that we are maybe even encouraging some of our friends for, who are on our level, or we're definitely not beating them with a stick, we're criticizing other people for. Criticizing to the point where we are hunting them down digitally. We are trying to do our best to
drag the past.
And eliminate their means of feeding and their means of creating. And I'm just like, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. We have to be, morals are morals, yes, but people get things wrong all the time. If there is a punishment for what someone's done and they deserve it, let them receive that punishment. But to the hunting culture that I feel like the internet is gaining, I'm not really, I can't necessarily say I'm a fan.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. How do you're a man of faith, Christian?
Yes, sir.
How do you balance that fear? No. I that's an assumption. I'm saying you have the fear, but your faith is in God, and you put yourself. It's almost like your faith is in God, but you put yourself in positions that could almost that are so dangerous sometimes, depending on the situation. How do you reckon or balance the two? Because it's almost like you're having faith, God protect me, but your job is to.
But you've gone into the lion's den.
You're constantly in the lion's den. Is there like do you pray over each job, or is there situations when you're just like fearful? You're like, God, can't we find a way out of it? How do you marry the two?
So I definitely pray every time we're out. Sometimes I'll pray if there are other people who are Christian believers, we'll pray together. Nice. And if they're not, I'll pray by myself. But I have to accept that it's by God's grace that nothing's happened that stains my professional reputation thus far. I also have to accept that if I believe in God the way I do, and my faith is as strong as I think it is, then my fear is just an indication that I'm still human. So I allow my faith to overwhelm my fear, and let's get the job done.
Like that.
Because if my fear wins, then do I really believe that my God is that big and that powerful? Perfect.
Come on.
So it's so, I used to be like, am I tempting God here by consistently?
Yeah, I see.
You know what? There was a time, no, I still do it. I will turn down jobs that I feel are not worth the risk.
Wow.
Or I'll turn down clients who I feel you will put me at an increased risk. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So if you're my client and you insist on having a firearm in the car in the UK, I'm not coming. When the police pull us over, they're not going to ask whose firearms is it. They're just going to take us all first, and then we have to work it out.
We have to work it out after.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not here for that.
Yeah.
And then here's the thing about knowing the law internationally and stuff. The places where firearms can be carried, can't be carried, who's allowed to carry what type. Like, you need to know all your stuff, because should someone be found with something, like I mean, I can't say who, I was with someone here once and they had a firearm in the car. So I was like, I'm not riding in your car, I'll ride in the follow car. So normally as the personal protection officer, so when you're in a team, so close protection is like the category or the umbrella term. Your specific role, if you're the one with the client, so like the bodyguard you see directly behind the client, so Kevin Costner, if you will, you're the personal protection officer. And then you have like guys that are on the advanced team, or the guys that are in the follow car that are part of the foot team. Now, if you have a weapon, I'm not going to be in your car. So if your car gets pulled, that's your problem. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's kind of like how you can define. So obviously, let's say both cars get pulled. There's a firearm found in your car. I can't be arrested for your stupid crime.
Yeah.
Now, the first thing I'd say before we leave out is, you need to tell me there's a firearm in the car. or a knife or whatever it is. And then I'm going to tell you, you need to put that wherever it came from. So like sometimes, and I understand that we have to please the client, we have to keep you safe, whatever. The first person I have to keep safe is me, because I can't keep you safe if I'm unsafe.
Yeah.
2, in doing my job, I know how far I can go and what my skill set is that can keep you safe. And I know what the law requires. So if I'm here, why do you need your gun? Like, does that make sense?
Yeah,
and yes,
yeah.
I'm not bulletproof and I can't spit bullets, but actually we've planned the route to the venue so many times. We have a contingency plan. We have 2 routes planned. We have, like, there are many ways to get out of your worst fear. Now, if your worst fear is a 99% reality, has a 99% possibility of happening, guess what we're doing? We're not going.
Yeah.
That's the only way to make that not happen, right?
Yeah, that's like that's a 6-man situation there.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Now, the only thing that you need to say is, I am going with or without you. And then I say, thank you for your time. It's definitely going to be without me. God bless. Like, that money's not, well, I was going to say that money's not worth it, but here comes my talk about a price. Again. You say to me,
got a price.
Yeah. You don't say to me, I got $1 million in cash. Jeez. Yo, bro, let's go.
You were still good.
Yeah, I'm on it. For $1 million in cash. It has to be in cash, though.
We've got about 6 minutes left. Okay, cool. All right. No, 9 minutes. You've done so well. You've not even used your pass card.
How many questions do we have left?
2.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, you've done well. I want to ask you about what legacy does Henchy want to leave in that space? So when you leave that,
great question.
When you in the security space, when you retire and it's gone, what legacy do you want to be left in that space of yours?
The Big on Security podcast is my crawling and early footsteps into what I'd like my legacy to be. I am really campaigning to change the perception of the security industry. And
I will say, and I would testify, just the 3 episodes I've watched, you guys are doing that very successfully. Very successfully.
That means a lot. Honestly, that means a lot. Because it is so easy. We are unidentified. We are misrepresented, unrepresented. But we are key. We are essential. We are the next level down from law enforcement, without any of the resources and without any of the rights. Yet still, they want us to do almost the same level of work. And you can't really marry the 2 together in that sense. So my legacy would be to change how we are represented as a profession, to glamorize it a bit more, to make it more respectable, to make it more not accessible, to make it more
desirable,
more valued. No, because do you know what? You'd be surprised. People, the desires that there's about 400,000 registered SIA license holders in this country. The desire is there. People, but the thing is, a lot of people see it as, an extra income. Just something, there's a high turnover, just something else it's just a job. There's a term in the industry about jacket fillers, people that can just let them be there in the uniform, it's fine. Doesn't actually have to do anything. No, everybody in the security team has to do something. I don't need anyone that's just there to tick a box, because anything can go wrong at any time. So my legacy would definitely be to do a massive 360 on how we're viewed. And this can be, and change even how the industry sees itself. It is definitely a professional career path. You can grow. People think I've always had a CP badge, but I wasn't always a CP. I've done doors. I've done retail security. I've done store detective. I've done CCTV. Like, I've done it all. And I've moved, but I had a vision. I knew where I wanted to be. And eventually, you know, I'll have my own firm. I'll do, you know, or maybe that might not be the plan for me, but I'm definitely going to create a platform where everyone in this industry can feel safe and know that actually someone cares about your interests. So the SIA, yes, they care about our interests, but they also have to care about the interests of the people. So they're neutral. I am just pro the industry. We love the people. That everything's on the people's side, and we're not against you. But I am pro the industry, pro the guys that put their lives at risk, pro the guys who weren't clapped for, even though they all had to work through the early stages of the pandemic. I'm pro the guys who, just because they say no to people getting in the clubs, they get stabbed or shot. Pro the guys who get no respect when they've helped you when you were drunk, when you were sick, when you've lost your wallet, when you've lost your... Do you understand what I'm saying? They need... I want to be remembered as the person who led the revolution into our industry being valued more.
I love that, man. I love that. You're doing that, man. Please keep on. Last question then, before you might get this prize. Do you have a question for me?
Whoa, that's a good question. What's the best question anyone's asked you on the sit down?
Ask me. I think it was, if I had one question to ask God, what would it be? If I had one question to ask God, what would it be? And the question,
and your answer was?
It would just be, how am I doing? How am I doing? Give me some kind of report and update on the purpose you put me down here. How am I doing? Am I doing
okay, I'm going to need more. Give him bombs. Give him something. Give him rockets.
Like,
give him...
what,
you know, that really threw me.
How am I doing? Like, am I doing a good job? Am I doing what you sent me down here to do? Give me a report on the mission at hand. Am I even going in the right direction? Yeah, give me some feedback. I want to know, am I doing this right? Is there anything I could do better? And how am I doing? You know, am I on track? I'd love to know that, because then I can tweak whatever I need to do. And I just want to die. I always say, I did it. I don't want to go to heaven with bags in my hand. Because I'd be like, why are you holding these bags? You're supposed to chuck them down there. But I don't even know. I want to go bags, hands emptied, and left everything down here as much as I could. So, yeah, that'll be mine. Ladies and gentlemen, can we have a round? My almost transatlantic sound man, can we have a round of applause, please? Yes. Thank you so much for joining us today. Like, it's really, it gives me it really gives us an insight into the role of security, and I think that's really what I want to kind of pull out in a weird kind of way, that this is an important role. Do you know what I'm saying? And I think you giving us a bit of insight behind it lets you know what people are dealing with who do this role. Guys, really do check out this this podcast and the YouTube channel for Big on Security, because I find it so intriguing and it's so interesting. So make sure you check it out, guys. Olu's prize is, you ready for this? You made it all the way through 21 questions without using your pass card. So we're going to give you a protein Rocky bar. This is your protein Rocky bar. It's my wife's last one.
Oh, listen, that is amazing.
So this is my wife's last one, so you're not going to actually get it because she'll kill me. But it's a representation of what I would have given you if I could let it go.
I love that. That's the best gift I've had today.
But bro, thank you so much, man.
I've had today. How much time do we have left?
53 seconds.
53 seconds. Okay. I'm just kind of scrolling through. Okay. Thank you to everybody that joined us. Thank you to anybody that has any gym questions. Cut it out. This isn't my page. Go and ask me on my page. Please follow IC. Please follow the sit down. Follow Big on Security. Thank you so much for having me, my brother. This was great. I really enjoyed myself.
No worries, guys. Thank you so much for joining us today, guys. Make sure after this, click the link in the bio and watch all our YouTube episodes. But
please, guys, go
also you're going to have the opportunity. There's a feedback link. So click the link in the bio. You see feedback. Leave your feedback. Let us know how you found it. Let us know how we can be better. Olu, thank you for your time. This has been 21 questions, and we'll see you next Thursday, 9 p.m.
Thank you for having me.